Right, Borodar Plant, and welcome to the last assembly of the week, Friday the 18th of December, and what would have been the last day of term for you if you were in school. I hope you've enjoyed all of your learning activities this week and the assemblies. And of course, if we were in school today would have been the last day and you would have been looking forward to the Christmas holidays stretching before you. But you've been at home for a week learning. But today is the end of all of your home learning as well, and I hope that you really enjoy the 2 weeks off that you're going to have for Christmas holidays. And of course, we're back on Tuesday, the 5th of January. But today's story is about a little girl called Amy who learnt some valuable lessons about Christmas. And I'm sure as we go through today's story, you'll learn and know what those are. A wise teacher once said, "It's better to give than to receive." Amy didn't agree. It was very nice to give things, but surely it was much better to receive. One Christmas, Amy learnt a hard lesson, a lesson she would never forget. Let's find out what happened. Amy loved Christmas. She had always enjoyed decorating the Christmas tree with baubles and bells and tinsel, and she loved hanging the little lights and seeing them twinkle. Amy loved the yummy food they ate at Christmas, and she was always excited to go to the pantomime at the local theatre. However, there was one thing that Amy looked forward to more than anything else. Well, you've probably guessed, it was having presents. For as long as she could remember, Amy always had lots of presents to open on Christmas Day, and she had come to expect that was going to happen every year. About 2 years ago, Amy's life changed. Amy lived alone with her mum. Her dad had died when she was just a baby, and she had no brothers or sisters. Amy's mum had a very good job, working for a company who sold books, and she worked very hard. It was just before the summer holidays when Amy's mum came home from work and said, "I've got some bad news," she said. "I've lost my job." Amy didn't understand what the problem was. Why was that such bad news? Her mum could get another job straight away, couldn't she? Well, my boss wants me to travel more, and I don't want to leave you, so I will have to leave my job, Mum explained. I have always wanted to write my own books for children, and I think that now would be a great time to start. The problem is that it will take a while to write the first book and find someone to publish it for me. We will just have to be careful with the money we have until I start earning again. Amy was thoughtful. Life wouldn't change that much, would it? Her mum was clever, with lots of ideas, and she would be a famous writer before long. Amy's mum made sure that Amy carried on with her dance lessons and her music lessons because she knew how much Amy enjoyed them. She made sure that the bills were paid so that they didn't have to move house and that they were warm and comfortable. But Amy noticed that they didn't do their food shopping in the same shop as before, and they didn't buy the same foods. As always, her mum made sure that they ate a healthy diet, and they were never hungry. But there weren't as many treats in the shopping trolley, and they didn't go out to eat or drink very much anymore. Amy noticed a difference at the end of the school holidays. When they would have gone out shopping for new school uniform, Mum always bought a completely new uniform with shoes, bag, coat, lunchbox and PE kit, but Amy's bag and lunchbox were still in good condition, and she hadn't actually grown over the summer, and so they decided to use what Amy already had, rather than wasting money. Yes, Amy's life had definitely changed, but it wasn't all bad. Mum worked from home now, and so life wasn't such a rush. She and Amy spent lots of time together, and she was able to teach Amy how to bake and how to knit. Amy was even able to put her talents to good use when her friend Gemma broke her leg and wasn't well enough to go to school. Amy went to visit her at home and found out that she was becoming very bored. Amy returned with 2 pairs of knitting needles and some wool, and she taught Gemma how to knit. Amy and her mum would also visit their next-door neighbour, an elderly lady who had been sick, and made sure that she was warm and had everything she needed. They even started to exercise more and would go on long bike rides across the country lanes near their home. It was during one of these trips that they came across Sam, another of Amy's friends. Sam had also been cycling, but a loose branch had been caught in his wheel. He'd lost control of his bike and was sat on the side of the road with his bike next to him when Amy and her mum found him. He was obviously in a lot of pain, so they helped him and his bike to get home safely. Life continued. Mum worked hard in her book, and both she and Amy got used to the changes they had to make. And then it was Christmas again. As usual, Amy and her mum decorated their Christmas tree, and as usual, it looked amazing. Amy knew that they wouldn't be able to go to the pantomime that year, and she knew that they wouldn't be able to buy all the Christmassy food they might want. However, what bothered Amy most was more than anything was the fact that she wouldn't be able to buy her friends any presents. She didn't want to let them down, and she explained this to her mum. When we think about giving presents, we usually think of using money to buy things, she explained, but it doesn't have to be that way. Amy soon realised that her mum was right. She went to chat to the lady next door, who said, "Thank you so much for spending time with me. I would have been very lonely without you and your mum." And then the first 2 Christmas cards she received that year were from Gemma and Sam. Inside Gemma's card, she wrote the words, "Thank you for showing me how to knit. I would have been very bored." And inside Sam's card were the words, "Thank you for helping me when I was hurt." Amy understood that she had given her time, her talents, and her help. She did give her friends Christmas presents because she baked them all a cupcake and decorated them with icing and little sugar Christmas trees. They were very happy, and with the little pocket money she had managed to save, she bought her mum a small present, a new pen to help with her writing. Amy had learnt that we can give in different ways and that it can be better than receiving. Well, what a wonderful story to finish the week. That giving your time and giving your talents to people is more important than buying big, expensive gifts for them. And the simpler things in life, as we've all come to know, are the most important things. And we've taken things for granted, perhaps, over the last previous years, but this Christmas will be different. But spending time with people that we love will be just as important as ever. However, it will be different. Perhaps we won't see as many, as I started the week with, we won't see as many people perhaps as we have done in previous years. But giving people our time and our thoughts will be the most important thing this Christmas. So, I hope you have a wonderful Christmas holidays. Please stay safe. Have a peaceful time. Be good for mums and dads or whoever looks after you. Recharge your batteries. Get some downtime. Relax. Get some exercise. Get some fresh air. But most of all, have a good time spending time with each other at home. So, as I said, Merry Christmas, and I shall see you all in the new year on Tuesday, the 5th of January. All of your teachers send their regards. They're missing you immensely, and in the new year, you'll get to see them all. We won't be seeing Mrs. Fredrickson. She'll be going up to Harvard as head teacher, so I'm sure you've all wished her the best. If you haven't contributed, parents, to the online Microsoft form, and I sent you the link via a text. If you'd like to leave her a message, you can do that way. But have a wonderful holiday period, and I shall see you in the new year. And we shall all say the school prayer to finish off. And as I always say, you can pray in whichever way you wish. This is our school. Let peace dwell here. Let the rooms be full of contentment. Let love abide here. Love for one another and love for life itself. Let our school be a lovely place where all of us are caring to each other, to work our best and show our smiling face, staff and children helping one another today and always. Have a wonderful holiday, and as I always say, over and out.